I'm going to catch a buzz before I go catch a buzz. What's the matter? This is going to be on camera. This is on camera.
I'm not saying
it's going to be on video, YouTube. The whole world's going to see it.
They're going to edit out this part.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
This part's going to roll.
Nope.
This part's going to roll.
Nope.
It's going to roll. Wolf and Bear Co., baby.
Background all the way to like her new like understanding of like the important bacteria, like the good bacteria versus the bad bacteria, and she helps like, and she tested herself. She's tested me and my siblings with like, all right, so like
I got kids. They're gonna be guinea pigs.
Yeah. So your serotonin level is low, which leads to it being harder for you to fall asleep because serotonin is linked to melatonin. So here's what you need. Here's a melatonin supplement. Try it for 30 days. If you start to find like it impacting your life, like we have some other options. If it's not working, like one of her things like that she talks about. Hopefully she's okay with me sharing this. But when she first started doing the test, she found out she had a copper toxicity, and like something that's been a huge part of her life. This toxicity. She didn't know. She always loved chocolate and lobster and all these things, and those things have high levels of copper in it.
Chocolate does?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was chocolate or chocolate.
Oh, no, I believe
shellfish.
you. I just never knew this.
Yeah. Well, right.
Yeah.
And I don't fully know. This is like secondhand version of her story. But with all those things, she, was like, all right, let me cut it out entirely. Like no copper intake for 90 days. And I noticed like a physical difference in her, like her glow, her, like she was able to finally lose weight no matter like all our lives, like the working out, the crazy diets and whatever, the whole time it's all been about this like copper toxicity that's like, affects her joints, which makes it hard to work out. It like affects the, then you're craving chocolate and now you're having chocolate late at night and like you shouldn't be going to bed after recently having sugar and like all the like little minute details. And, she went the extreme version for, I don't know, let's say a year. And now that she's learned like a birthday party or something, she might have a little chocolate, or like Mother's Day, I took her out and she got a lobster or whatever, like those things like she learned. But very recently, like I think that she got a couple clients that like friends and stuff that were interested. And in the past like 6 months or maybe 7 or 8 months, she's like randomly found clients that like found her through LinkedIn or a friend of a friend, like one of their friends tried out her thing. So she does very well with like one-on-one interactions, like all her life. I remember her CVS days, like she hated working at CVS because she would get in trouble because someone would come ask her about a medication and she's like, oh, there's an over-the-counter, and she'd walk out into the floor of CVS and they'd be like, no, you need to be on, in this corner the whole time you're here, and like, so all that stuff. But
and pushing the stuff that you probably shouldn't be taking.
Yeah. So I don't know. She's learned a lot. I'll definitely. I don't know if she has business. I don't know. Digital world. Who has? Do you guys have business cards?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do. Oh, smart.
Yes, because you never know who you're gonna meet.
Do you know how many times, like, I met a lady today? She had just moved down here from New York. She had a, I think it was a Yorkie, a silky-haired terrier. It looked like a Yorkie. And she came in, and the dog was laying down behind her. And I heard, like, a yawning and, like, a little squeaking sound. I'm like, what is that? So I look over. She starts telling me she moved down here from New York, and she just bought a house down here. So right away, I'm like, oh my God, let me give you one of my business cards because we deliver locally. And, we got into a whole conversation, and he has pancreatitis, so she can only give him like all natural products, no fillers or like, chemicals, anything. So I gave her the Wolf and Bear Co. card. So it was perfect.
Do you believe that people are put in your path for a reason?
Honestly, I don't disbelieve it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that have that vision or that mindset.
Yep.
Can often take it too far.
Oh, yeah.
Where they start to overanalyze the connections and the stuff they made.
Oh, no.
For me, I found that about myself one time where it's like, I started to think too much about like, oh, this friend was supposed to be here to help me figure out this thing.
Yeah.
And then I just like wasn't able to be present and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I think that I do believe in that.
Yeah.
But I think that's almost more of a hindsight type of way of looking, like understand the value that a connection or someone brought to your life, rather than, you know, the next opportunity could be a different person. I think there's a lot of positive, like, you know, I don't even know what to call it, like social media, like you know, influencers that like, you know, every person you meet is a connection. They're supposed to be there. And it's like, but not really. Like, you know, like everyone can teach you something, but some people were supposed to be passing by.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to try to make something happen out of it.
Right.
It's like after you go, wait a minute, I didn't even realize how many, and I'll use Eli for an example. You guys are not the first guest that I like helped Eli produce a podcast and stuff, and then it was like, wow, that's a great connection. I want to bring this to my show. It's like that one connection alone was a series of other like connections and memories and you know, just like a friendship that built from our days at McDonald's with Eli. So I can see like Eli was supposed to be in my life all that time. But then there's also people that like, you know, I try to think so heavily about like, what was their meaning in my life? And then you almost kind of miss the actual point. Is like,
They were just there to have a good time.
Their meaning was
either that, or I feel that sometimes they were in your life to be a lesson learned. That is also.
Yeah, true.
I think most people in your life are for the lessons
I
learned.
have a lot of those.
Yeah.
A lot of lesson learns.
There's some that like you create a general like friendship and almost like a family type with, and there's other people that you meet just because, okay, like I meet a lot of people because they have dogs. They have all different, you know, different dietary restrictions, and I feel like I meet them because their dog needed our product. You know, that's how I feel sometimes. I don't feel like every person I meet is like there for a reason, but there are certain people I know that, okay, they would teach me a lesson, like not a great lesson. And then there's other ones that like, okay, this is like the real meaning of friendship. These people were meant to be in my life, you know? So.
There's a lesson to be learned everywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's day by day, like people you meet and the world just throws them at you at different times.
I always thought about too. I forgot where I heard it. There's this idea that certain people need a certain amount of distance. For some people, like their best relationship is not just like physically long distance, but like you can only meet with that person once a month. And that once a month is the best time. Like that's the best day out of your month with that person. Yeah. But if you started hanging out with them for, you know, 3 days in a row, you went on a vacation with them, or you're seeing them every weekend, you start to kind of like, you know, build up like resentment or toxicity.
Sounds like most of my family.
I was just going to say, no wonder why I only see you once a month.
That's where,
Hey, 30 years later, it works.
Yeah. But that's my point. And I found a lot of value in that, specifically with family and friends, especially as I was like transitioning out of college and into the workforce. And all my friends are, you know, wife, kids, their workforce, they're this thing. And you know, I freaked out forever about like, oh man, I'm losing all these relationships. But then it made the times with them so much more valuable. And then, you know, the pandemic hits and I had such a great like relationship, especially with my parents. My mom was, you know, always making me laugh. I really enjoyed spending time and seeing her all the time. And then my dad, kind of the same thing, fun conversations and all that. Pandemic hits, we're all living together. And now I'm like, it got to the point where I'm like, I need to move out. And not that our relationships ever broke down or went in a toxic route, but there were definitely moments where I'm like, I am sick of you. Like, I can't stand you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see your name on my phone calling me. I don't want to, like, And then when
Everybody
I moved out,
needs space at some point.
yeah, I found, so for me, my two parents, like my dad, I have like a daily phone call, like a 20-minute phone call every single day. Maybe not the weekends, but I'm usually calling him on my way home from work. My mom, I see when I come down to the studio, or if I'm, maybe once or twice on the weekends, and we have a nice little like hour-long conversation or whatever. And that works for me. Like that's like technically, and sometimes I feel bad about it because like I give my dad a lot more time and a lot more attention, but I value the relationship and the differences between the two. Like the more I'm with one or the other, like if I gave my dad any bit more, I think I would get sick of it. Like I'm done hearing your advice today. Like I heard enough this week, and then like my mom too. It's like, I can only go through a conversation with her for so long where, Gio or my girlfriend, like any bit more I can hang out with them like I want to. I'm excited about it. Do you guys kind of have that, well, I know you guys said you have that like with the relationship. That's what's made the 30 years, which you don't, I thought you were 31. No. You said something about that on Spawncast. I think you said 24.
I'm 25.
25. Yeah. But how does that kind of concept play into the business? Like, do you, let me try to put this thought
Are we at each
together.
other's throats, or are we like, do we work well together?
We're a married couple. Of course we're at each other's throats.
Which
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Some days, but not all the time.
I almost mean more so as the individuals with the business. Like the more time you spend with the business, do you ever feel like it's taking away your love or your passion for the business? Or
No, I don't think so.
no?
No, but there are some days that I just want a day that I don't want to deal with any business. And I'm not talking about like during the week. Like that's my regular, but maybe like once in a while, a day on the weekend, I want a day to just take my boys out. I don't want to worry about anything else. I don't want to hear numbers. I don't want to worry about selling, delivering.
Right.
I just want to go out with them. But
It's usually Sundays.
yeah. But
Sundays
if
is our day.
somebody, I'm not going to lie, if somebody places an order, I'm right there to be like, okay, I need to go get this to this
Right.
person. But there's some days you just want a little time just with my boys, So
Right. And for you, like, do you ever find like days like, I made enough of treats today? I like.
There's never enough treats. There's never enough treats. But yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to sit back and watch a movie. 'Cause I'm a TV guy, but lately I've no TV.
No TV. Is there a reason you're trying to like?
No TV because I'm busy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we're getting ready for the Whaling City Festival, and there is just so much to make, so much to do. So there's no downtime. So like even after that, like just one day of having just for us is really nice. But most of the time, it's go, go, go. So there's times that your body, like you said, you need balance. You need to shut down for a little bit.
It's always been. We always, as far as I can remember, we always saved Sunday as our day. Like we would go out for breakfast and stuff, and
I think that's a very important thing that I've really tried to like establish with my girlfriend is just having a day. I find
just a day.
Like I find so much success because like a while back, me and Gio said every Tuesday and Thursday we just get together. Sometimes we come to the studio, we don't do any content. We just kind of like shoot the shit for the majority of the time. But it was like we needed to know that like we have to do that because then the next time we do twice the amount of content than we would have on another day. So I saw so much success out of building that routine, and I work very well with systems, routines, and rules. So I told my girlfriend, I
hate rules.
Like
I'm not a rule kind of guy.
I love rules because the more rules you know and understand, the more you can play around them.
Oh,
you can play in the field.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's just the rules.
So like me and my girlfriend established like Wednesdays are our date night. Like I won't schedule anything with anybody. It's like Wednesdays we're gonna get together. Sometimes she gets home later from work and we maybe get like 3 hours as opposed to like 4 hours or 1 hour instead of 2. And usually that hour is spent just cooking and eating and going to bed. But we know that like we're dedicating that time to each other.
Right.
And now that it's the summer, we have a lot more time on our Wednesdays are a lot more free. Like now we can spend that day. So, but I felt like the more we kept saying like, all right, this week we need to plan a date night. Then well, I'm busy Tuesday. I'm busy Wednesday. Rather than just like every Wednesday, we make free. Like you keep it free unless something like big crazy comes up, like a once in a lifetime Taylor Swift concert. Then okay, I get it. I get it. Go do your thing. But we are subjecting ourselves to that night. Mm-hmm. You guys have your Sundays,
right?
But on those Sundays, I can only imagine. I'm fortunate enough that like my girlfriend doesn't work. I mean, this isn't technically a business just yet, but it is my passion. She's not involved besides an occasional guest. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't really like play a role in this, but with that role or the responsibility of the business, do you find on Sundays it's like,
I always slide something in.
It's you. It's Ben.
Me. It's me. I always slide something in. So we'll go somewhere. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I got to stop here. I got to check this out.
No, or as soon as I come, like he'll come downstairs and I've already been up for a little while. He opens his laptop and I go, here we go.
Yeah,
and he's like, well, look at this. We'll look at this. And it's great. Like I love to watch the business grow, but sometimes you just need a little bit of downtime.
Yeah.
And even when he says to me, every once in a while, he'll be like, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to have a drink with, John or whatever. And I'm like, oh, good, go.
Yeah.
And I have the night with just my boys. And I'm like,
that's the thing that you were saying. So John Silver from Mass Collective and the 508 Streetwear, we meet up at least once a week or once every 2 weeks just to shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Talk bullshit, sometimes business, and just have a couple drinks.
It's most of the time business.
Most of the time business. But that's what we talk about.
You're like-minded, and it's a good conversation. You guys bounce ideas off each other. So it's kind of like a powwow where you're enjoying yourself and out and having a drink with a friend. Yep.
It's like accidentally. Do you need another one?
Sure.
Gio, do you mind? I have one. Actually, I need one too. So I'll take the one that's been out for a second. He's going to grab you a nice, fresh, clean, cold, your favorite. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. I'll grab them after. So sounds like Tracy's kind of more in charge of this role. How do you set those boundaries of like, you're not supposed, like, this is our day. Get off the fucking computer. Come take me out to breakfast.
Thank you.
That doesn't happen. So what I'll do is I will just walk away at some point, and I just take myself out of the equation for a little bit just to give myself a little peace of mind that I'm not doing that right now. So he can do whatever he wants, and he'll come out of it in a little while, and he'll be fine. So I give him his space to do what he needs to do, and then he comes back around.
She's a reader, so if I start messing around with my laptop, she's either going to grab a book or an audio book, go outside and just sit outside with the dogs and just read a book.
Yeah.
So
I don't have a lot of sit-down reading time anymore, especially with the younger one because he's a little nuts. So you got to watch what he's doing at all times. So I always have my headphones in so I can listen to an audiobook and go enjoy the outdoors with them. That's what I love. Like on Sundays, I love getting to the outdoors. I like taking them for a hike, just for a walk, even just playing outside with them in the yard. I love it. So
hiking's our thing.
Yeah, and it's fun, and it's good for them, and this way they get to meet other dogs, and it's socialization, and they get exercise, and just fresh air, like you were saying about serotonin. Like that's what builds it is exercise. It's endorphins. So it's
it also builds achy knees.
Goodness, taking ibuprofen.
Oh man. So what's your background in business?
I went to college initially. I always wanted to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. Most of my family was in education, so I like kind of saw that avenue, that path. And then most of high school, I felt like math was my best subject. I had a great math teacher that like kind of helped advocate. Even there was like my sophomore and junior year, I didn't do well. I got like C's, but he helped wave me into the honors program senior year. And then that's when I finally like figured it out. I'm like, I am really good at math. And that's when I connected the dots. I was like, oh, I'll just be a math major. So I went to college to do math because I was like looking to be a math teacher someday. I went to UMass Dartmouth, when my option was Bridgewater State University, which is one of the best in this area for like becoming a teacher. Like their education program is awesome. UMass Dartmouth didn't even have an education program for undergrads.
Really?
So I just enrolled as a math major. My first semester, there was what's it called? Discrete math. It was all about theorems and if P then Q, if not P then not Q. Like, and I just hated it. I'm like, this is not at all like what I want to do. I wanted to teach like algebra. I really enjoyed algebra. I liked working on like an equation, getting to the end, being like, oh, I'm like 2 numbers off. Going back through my work and going, no, I figured it out. And like just patting myself on the back. I'm like, I really get this math. I love it. So the next semester, my freshman year, I took a couple like different classes. I took like a bioengineering. I took a like a business operations and a couple other things. And the business operations utilized like a lot of statistics in the algebra, the calculus, where I had friends already in the business program. That's kind of like how I picked my classes, was like, oh, I'll at least be with someone that I know and can enjoy my class if I don't like this course. I was like just doing it like freehand, like as the teacher's talking about it, boom, I'm like, all right, that's super easy. I got that answer, whatever, I'm moving on. And my buddy's like, couldn't even figure out what to type into the calculator. I'm like, you don't need a calculator. It's just like simple algebra. So like, then I started like teaching them like, or more so, it was like, we get to the end of the semester, there's the big group projects and the final test. And I'm like, this all comes so easy to me. So I'm just like teaching them or helping them. I'm like, I'll do the group project. Just be there to present the slides I made for you. Just do that.
We're all going to pass.
And so I found out like production operations management ended up being my degree. So I found such a love for the business world, like just understanding, the operations, like what's the reason why you have the employees doing this task and where's the cash flow coming from? Where's the marketing going? Like production operations management is essentially the overarching of the business. It's like, it's what connects all of them to each other. So people always ask me, like, they know, knowing I'm coming, it's the logistics, knowing I come from the business background, like, oh, so what stocks are good? I'm like, I don't know shit about the stock market. I don't know shit about finances. I understand an accounting, like an account book. I know checks, balances, whatever. Like I understand it. I couldn't teach it. I couldn't truly explain accounting or financing or marketing. I don't always know, but I have a great blanket understanding of logistics and operations, and
you can make the business work.
I've worked with like a lot of different styles. Like I was saying earlier, my mom's business happened to be one of the summers I was just home all summer long. I was already teaching at that point, but I didn't really have much going on, much to do. So I helped her write like a mission statement. I helped her figure out how she would, like, she didn't understand how to like make a monetary system. She knew like these things cost this much, and I know I need to make this much, but like couldn't piece together the dots of like, all right, if I sell this program, like I can't sell it at cost. But so I was able to kind of like work with her and explain to her like, well, they're not paying you for the product. They're paying you for the experience and the service that you're providing, and like helping her understand it. It was something like I like enjoyed so much. I fell in love with. Right. So like when I'm talking to other people about their business structure, it's like, I might not know anything about your industry, anything about the operations you're doing, but if you just sit down and talk, I like to do it like my math back in the day. Like, this is just an equation.
That's it.
Like, your operations equal your cash flow. Like, we just have to find, the variables. We have to find which one is going to equal this one, and then it's just plug and play. So I love figuring out, like, all right, so tell me all the things that you guys do. How can I understand that? And then once I do it, sometimes I just have to think about it for a week and just go on my daily walks and like formulate these thoughts and journal about them. Like, all right, I think I understand this. And then I like, at the time, like I just came back to my mom and I said, here's what I think. And I just put together a Google sheet. I said, I don't know what you want to charge. I don't know what you want to make. But this spreadsheet, if you type in a value just to give yourself an idea. Like you want to make $1,000, type in 1,000 right here. You'll see all these other numbers change. So all these other numbers are changing because like, if you want to make 1,000, then you have to charge this much for this one, this much for this one. Like,
Right.
And like doing that and helping someone else understand that logistics pattern is where I, fell in love. And I realized doing that was like, I'm teaching. I'm teaching.
Yep. You're basically teaching business.
I was teaching business, but like for the individual. And business career readiness is like a Massachusetts standard. Like there is curriculum and everything for it, but a lot of it, at least when I was getting into teaching, was mostly like the vocational side of things. Like a lot of like, it was almost more like the computer side of things. So you learn how to do the Microsoft Office, docs, sheets, whatever. So my first teaching job, they just kind of needed a warm body to fill a position. So I was actually teaching like robotics and shit, like things I did not know. I
Robotics is cool, but that's confusing.
I realized like if I wanted to pursue stand-up, I think I could because like I could improv. Like I was making things up on the fly.
There you go.
Like let's go for it.
Like it sounds good. We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah,
Like,
Fuck it.
yeah.
Like I swear.
Can we swear?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's a little late to ask.
I don't think you're the first one. I already swore a couple times.
Oh.
But yeah, so I like got into teaching, and then the district that I'm currently working at, they finally posted a job, like a business career readiness position at the middle school level. So I just went in for the interview. In business school, that's one of the things that I learned really well is like just doing mock interviews and stuff.
Yep.
Like I've always done really well in an interview and in that like environment. I feel very comfortable, confident. I did a lot of like studying and practicing, like as if I was gonna present a project, like I used to do in college. So I went in, and they like, yeah, we want to see this at our district, and yeah, that's kind of.
I think we found our new logistics guy.
He'll
be contacting you.
That's what I was saying.
Not
if you
on
believe,
Wednesday.
not on Wednesdays,
contact him on
or Sundays.
Wednesday.
No, Wednesdays or Sundays. That's what I was saying. If you believe that whole people are put in your path for a reason,
right.
Because I pick up on things quick. When you said earlier you said something about business, my business background, and I was like, I gotta ask him what his business background is. I just can't help myself.
Right.
I'm always looking for not an edge, but ideas.
New ideas.
Yeah, ideas and input. I like to pick people's brains.
Yeah.
That's why John and I hang out once a week. Like we pick each other's brains and stuff.
Which is why you end up talking about your business, but it's not like you're still getting a lot out of the hangout, the socializing, because that's just what you like to socialize about. And I'm very much so the same. It's what I learned like coming out of college and like, being in the workforce. My first job was like an office job, 9 to 5 kind of thing. And we'd have like weekly or monthly meetings where we're sitting in and they're like, this is supposed to be a meeting where we can brainstorm, like touch on new ideas, go over like, current problems and whatever. And then every time I went to that meeting, the first couple times I should say, I went to that meeting with like, all right, this is a brainstorm. We're just, bouncing ideas. Like I might throw out an idea that is sucky and crappy or whatever. And someone else goes, wait, I understand how to make that idea happen. And then there's this great thing. But that's not how like those office jobs tend to go. There's no room for creativity. There's no room for brainstorming. There's no like opportunities to actually like talk through ideas and kind of like figure out each other out. It's always like, nah, don't, whatever, let's move on. What's the next thing?
Yeah.
All right, you got a problem. Let's see if we can fix that.
I worked at a company that was like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say their name, but it was in the Cape. And every Wednesday we sat at a table and it was just like, so if Wolf and Bear Co. ever gets to the point where we're sitting around a table, that's what I want. Just shoot the shit, spit it out, why not?
There's a lot of, and I see that in that corporate world. And, as a teacher too, I find that government entities do not operate efficiently at all. Like the best outcome, and I get it because there's so many other like checks and balances. There's so many other things that like are there for a good reason to make sure that like, you know, one teacher can't just go and do whatever they want to do and teach whatever they want to teach in front of a, like, there has to be those checks and balances, but I feel that limits the amount of like efficiency and just creativity that can really allow you to explore. Like there's some students that I witnessed, like they're not able to learn the way that, you know, they're being taught in math or English class,
right.
but they do so well in my class and they enjoy coming to my class because it's like, I don't have to teach for like an MCAS standard. Like I don't have to like, I have a lot of flexibility as like an exploratory specials or what, I don't know what they called them when you guys were in school. I swear it changes every year. So, so I'm able to kind of like play outside the box, but and teach in different ways. And I see how well it works for certain students, and you just can't put this like, you have to have somewhat of a cookie cutter thing. But that's what I love about, you know, working with business owners and people that are working within operations, because I'm not going to only tell you the good ideas, and I'm not only going to give you advice or solutions to your problems. I'm going to give you ideas that allow you to work from, like
right.
build on.
Yeah.
My idea is often not complete. It's like, here's my idea.
Yep.
That's
why it's called an idea.
but like, it gets me so frustrated. Like those office meetings, like, why can't I just give an idea?
Right.
It could be a wrong idea, and you can call me out. Like, let it be a wrong idea,
yeah.
but why can't I even, like, I got to a point, like, you weren't allowed to just, like,
right.
present an idea.
No.
They're like, nah, we got other things to talk about, like, I don't know, the buses aren't coming on time. It's like, well, ask the transportation person to figure that out. Like, I don't need to be here on this meeting then. Like,
right.
I don't know.
So, yeah, that's how it was, and I almost said the name of the company. But they were like, so what's the problem? I said, this contractor. What can we do to fix it? Get a new fucking contractor. This guy's horrible, you know?
Yeah, but then they have tenure or some other thing.
No,
that's like,
then it's like, you know, well, that's not the answer. Well, that's the best answer.
Yeah.
You know, that was my idea. There you go. I gave you my best one. No, just run with it.
And instead of saying no, it's like, all right, if my idea is not the right idea, then you tell me what's your idea.
Right,
what's your idea?
You just asked me, and I gave you my answer. So, it's just the way it is, corporate world.
Yeah. So to kind of like bring it back a little more to the whole wolf and bear. And guys, check out Spawncast podcast. I want to say it was episode 84.
I think so. 83?
83?
Maybe. I think it
With,
was 83.
with Wolf and
84.
Bear.
Yep.
A little more getting into the backstory, but that's how I even know how to ask this question. But if I remember correctly, it was your daughter that started this Wolf and Bear thing. And was it when she started, was it more of like just for your dogs, or when she started a business?
Yes.
She did start the business. She's like, I see a need in the market for you know, organic dog treats, and it just started with treats.
Yep.
How long was she kind of like working on that before you guys like?
I think it was an idea for a long time.
Okay.
Yep. Right. It was.
Yeah, she had it was something that she wanted to do, and she found she had a little more time to like get more into it. So she started doing it, and they started doing, actually they started with the Mass Collective. That was their first event. And then she had it for almost a year.
Yeah, it's like 6 months maybe. 8 months. Yeah, almost a year.
Almost a year she had it, but then she just found that she didn't have enough time to keep going with it, and she was just going to let it go because she had already graduated from college, but she went back to take another course to push her further to get more documentation. So she ended up going back to school. She just didn't have the time. So then that's when we stepped in, bought the business, and then he actually did all the packaging, everything. He designed everything.
We changed the treats up a little.
Yeah.
Like we said before, they were just organs.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
And people didn't like to look at the organs.
But I love your point, too. It's like, it's not for you. It's not for
Yeah.
it's for your dog. Your dog doesn't care what shape this thing is.
It's not. So yeah, it's.
I bet if your dog saw the organs raw on the table,
It'll
they would
take
be way
it
more
every
excited.
time. So when we're doing the chicken hearts, actually, like we're surrounded by dogs. The dogs will just come up and just sit there like, we want one.
Right.
Like, it's a raw heart.
Yeah.
And it's like, we want one. Give it to me just like that. Don't do anything to it.
You know what's nice though? Like even with the squares that he did, you can break them apart. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, I have a smaller dog, I don't want it to choke. So you can break it into tiny pieces. So it's perfect. So any size dog can have it. Because like some people are like, oh my God, my dog will eat the whole bag, and I'm like, well, you shouldn't probably do that. But
Bud Light
a
treats.
couple of treats is fine.
Some Bud Light treats.
Yeah, for you.
For me. Then we'll market that towards the humans.
Yeah, as you were talking about chocolate, this dude can sit down and eat like candy bars, like 12 at a time.
I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I love
Reese's
chocolate.
is your go-to, right?
Reese's, Kit Kats,
Yeah.
Reese's, Kit Kats, and Butterfingers.
Yeah.
Butterfingers. It's that takes me way back to when I was a kid.
So it's almost like the nostalgic.
The Butterfingers, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that shit'll fuck up your teeth, man. So you got to be careful with Butterfingers.
So what about the business when your daughter kind of got to the point where it was like, I want to take this step in my life and I'm going to drop it. Was there something specific about the business that you guys were like, this is not the end of Wolf and Bear's story? Like what made you go,
It was the
let's
whole-
buy it from you. Let's
Yeah,
take
it was
this
the
over."
whole single ingredient. Like, what do you think? I mean,
It
I
was
have so
definitely
many
a single
reasons.
ingredient. Like we have so many people that come with us, like to us, and we have our dogs that there's so many dogs with sensitive stomachs, dietary restrictions. So we have something for all of them. You don't have to, like, we didn't have to produce like this entire line of like all grains and fillers. It's like they're all grain free. So it's just for a specific protein for each one. So that's what we thought was amazing, because everyone we found at the store, even if it says single, it's not single. There's a processor, there's a chemical, there's a preservatives. We don't have any of that, but ours are good for well over a year. I think that's an amazing shelf life.
So you saw the potential of what she had
Right.
started.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming at that time you guys were just the consumer of Wolf. Like you liked her product, you trusted her product.
Yep.
So how, I don't know if this is the right question, but like how big was her business growing before you guys took over?
Not at all.
So it was like pure faith in this product.
Yes.
Right.
Like you just really saw what she did and
Right.
saw the idea come to life,
Yeah.
and that's when you guys took over.
Right.
What was phase one of you guys taking over like? Like what was the
Phase one, she said, because I always when her and her friend Jimmy, it's not just her. It was her idea, and Jimmy helped her get it along.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when I've always said, hey, if you guys want me to invest, I'll invest. I think it's a great idea, because we've always had dogs. We've always, tried to go all natural with everything. And then a few months, like a year in, she said, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Are you still interested? And I said, yeah, we'll just take it. So we bought it off of her and Jimmy. And Jimmy is a good friend of ours. He's still very involved in the business.
He helps us every so often, like any of the mass collectives. He may be with us for like the Whaling City Festival. Like he comes in every so often when he can, and he helps. So not like as far as like the making the treats and stuff, but like helping us at events, because you need so much help, because there's so many people sometimes at the booth at different times. You need all kind of hands.
We should have brought Jimmy. Jimmy would have been great.
I did have a fourth mic.
Jimmy's a spark plug, man. He's a spark plug. His kid just goes. Yeah.
So because it only started as treats, what was whose idea was it to expand? I know you guys have shampoos, you have balms, or balm?
Bomb.
B-A-L-M.
You guys
Did I spell
have
that right? I'm a horrible speller. I'm
good
good with numbers. I'm good with numbers.
Yeah. So whose inspiration was it to be like, let's see what other products Wolf and Bear can take on?
But she wanted shampoo.
Well, yes. And
Okay.
we actually had a customer come to us and say, because we had talked about different balms and like paw protectors and like things healing, but we never like were going to actually delve into it like right away. But then we had a customer come to us and express the concern that she'd like something like that for her animal. She actually is a dog walker. I don't want to say the name because I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Sure.
But she has her own company, and she wanted something like that. So we went home, and he actually looked into everything. And he's the one that I told you, he's the big researcher. So he went online, and he figured out everything that was, like, good for nose, paws, moisturizers, healers, like any
minus
natural
scrapes.
Yeah, any natural product that this way you were able to get together for a moisturizer, and it could be like, that's why we call it amazing balm, because it does so many things. It's not just one thing. So
Helps your knees and your dog's nose.
That's right.
yeah.
I keep, like I said, I keep one in my truck.
Yeah. And then, so I know we're exploring into this, the shampoos, the balms, the past the treats. Is there a next step? Like, what's the next?
Well, we also have so these are dehydrated. So then we have freeze dried
Okay.
coming out, and that took a little while because freeze dries are expensive,
Okay.
and we don't outsource anything. We do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So we have freeze dried, and
We just released a turkey neck, a freeze-dried turkey, which is an amazing chew. And the turkey actually releases
turkey neck. I saw your
phosphorus.
reaction.
Yeah.
Dude, that's my favorite part. Like Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
I have to fight my dad between who gets the neck. You know.
that's funny. That was your grandfather was the
it's-
same way.
yeah.
It's fun to eat. Like I love the neck. Yeah.
I just can't bring myself to it. But hey, man, more power to you.
I want to have Thanksgiving at your house.
Yeah, you can have the neck. Dude. You can-
They may be looking at you like, is that a freeze-dried? Because if it is, it's mine.
Yeah.
So then I would like to do food eventually, soon, within maybe the next year and a half. Like, these things take time. You know, it's not just tomorrow we're going to do food and bam, we got food. No, it's, you know, you got to get it going. You got to, you know, research everything, make sure everything's right, and get it tested. You know, you can't just be throwing shit out there.
Does it go through FDA as well?
No, it's not FDA.
Is it a different?
It goes with the state feed and grain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So then, you know, then you got to market it right. You got to get the right packaging. Like, it took me a little time to design these, you know, but for food, you know, you want something. So it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
You know, everything takes time. It's not just like tomorrow you're going to have something.
Yeah.
You know, Rome wasn't built in a day.
I think that's a lie. I think it was.
The aliens did it.
Yeah. I must be thinking of the pyramids.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. And Tracy, I know you handle like a lot more of the social media and the marketing. What's kind of your current like focus right now? Like how do you get to know what to post, what to share, what events to kind of link up with, and who to connect with? Like what's your kind of workflow like in a given week?
So I'm more of the, I do most of the deliveries. I help him make the treats and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, as far as the events, it's different ones that we hear about that will reach out to coordinators. We have many people that reach out to us and say, hey, we're going to have this event. We'd love for you to be part of it. And then we look into it, see if it's something that, you know, would be good for Wolf and Bear Co. to go to. And most of them are. It really doesn't matter what event, because everyone has, so many people have dogs,
That's right.
you know?
We do sneaker events.
Yeah. And
Like
What
we
event?
do sneaker events.
Oh, sneaker. Yeah.
Yeah, like we don't sell sneakers.
Right.
Like we'll post up in the middle of a sneaker event and sell dog treats and
But-
kill it.
but it's a
You know
good-
how like because at a life experience, I went to I used to love going to, or I still love going to Province Flea Market on Sundays with my girlfriend, whatever. I love all the different vendors.
It's
And
funny.
stuff.
We used to do the Raynham Flea Market. Remember, just walk around. On
Rainham's
Sundays.
weird.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not my favorite place. I used to go there for like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something like
Yeah.
it's a different, like, people that only know Providence or people that only know the Rainham Flea Market
Yeah.
know a different world of what a flea
Yes.
market is.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to go to the Providence. What is
Providence,
it?
was it? Providence is a lot more like local businesses or local artists and stuff. Like,
Okay.
Yep.
like you're interacting with the artists.
See, that's more of a pop-up shop.
Yeah,
Where,
yeah.
where the
exactly.
Raynham one is a flea market.
Right.
They're
Agreed.
traditional.
But I went to, so so my girlfriend got me into the flea market whole thing, and she kept telling me like, farmers markets are awesome too. And I was like, I don't know. It's just like, we don't need to go to a farmer's market. We can get, I know, like some of my uncles just grow tomatoes. If we want tomatoes, we get tomato. Like, we don't need to go to a flea market or a farmer's market for that. I went to one farmer's market, and a couple of my favorite booths there weren't selling food or produce or anything. It was like, well, I really liked the person that was working. I didn't get anything from them. My girlfriend did, but she had like just earrings and stuff. So,
right.
So the point being, like, going to a sneaker shop, like, there's going to be a lot of people or event. There are a lot of people there that, like, just for sneakers, and like, wait, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I don't see any sneakers on your table. Like, what is this?
Yep.
And then they go, wait, I have a dog. Like, you know, like,
Yep.
oh, you guys are low, like, and just making like new connections. Like, you guys are that weird, like, niche of that whole event.
Yeah.
It's a niche event, but like, you're the actual niche. Like, you're the
Yeah.
one difference, and like, you know, just changes their whole view of it. And I feel like it would make a lot of people excited to.
We're trying to push our product to everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody. So, like you said, like if we're there, like, what the hell are you guys doing here? Well, we sell dog treats. You got a dog?
Yeah.
We got a dog. I mean, you know, so we sell them a treat.
Right.
And that's even like as far as the social media, like a lot of people love reels. Like they'll just scroll through reels sometimes. Once you see a dog, you're going to stop on the reel. So I try to start with either our dogs or my grandpuppies or a dog that somebody, like when you sent the pictures in, I did a post of that one. But I always ask for permission before I post anything like anybody else's animal. But I'll do like a post, I'll do a reel, I'll do a story, because that's how people see it, and they'll be scrolling through it and they're like, oh, hey, I'm going to check this out.
Right.
So I'll put the link attached to it, you know? So I'll start with like new products, and then I'll go back to other products that we carry all the time. So I try to go back and forth to post. So this way it's still fresh in somebody's mind, but it's different things they see.
Right.
But anybody sees a dog on there, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, so cute. Oh, wait, these are treats. And then they're going to go and try to click on the link, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
kind of like a
Mind
strategy.
manipulation.
Strategy.
Yeah. Mind manipulation.
I think it's just called social media nowadays.
yeah, that's true. We're trying to take over the world.
We choose to be manipulated. Just you open up Instagram, you're gonna get like, yeah, I want to be manipulated today. Like, what's the algorithm got for me?
That's funny. It's so true, right?
Yeah.
Like I go on Facebook. I barely go on Facebook, but I go on Facebook and I keep scrolling until those little videos come up, and then I just start scrolling through videos.
Yeah.
And
It's all the reels.
Yeah.
That's what,
See, I don't even know the fucking name of them. I just start scrolling through videos.
You just like it.
I don't even like any. That was cool, funny. And now start sending her freaking videos.
Yeah.
Just
That's the
random
best.
shit.
My boys even have a TikTok. So it's I had it under Brennis the Burner from when I first got Brennis. So my Instagram is Brennis and Declan, the two Burner brothers, and then my TikTok is Brennis the Burner. So what I do is I incorporate even the treats in his videos sometimes. So people will see that and they're like, oh, wait a minute, because we have so many different people that follow us, like dogs, Bernie's Mountain Dogs, just people in general. And they'll click on it, and that's how we get a lot of people looking at it too.
Right.
Yep.
And I think it you know, kind of stands out, and I know not all, like, I guess influencers like to admit this, but the more like likes or views you're getting on something, the more official, like, a new person that sees it makes it seem.
Right.
So even if you're getting a lot of like followers and likes from your dog, like people just follow, you said it, a Bernie's?
Bernie's, yeah.
Bernie, like people just want to follow a Bernie's account. Like the next person that scrolls by and sees like, wow, they get, you know, that many Ks in likes. Well, they must be official. And then they go to the page and they go, well, yeah, I mean, like, look at the appearance of the packages. Look at the website. Like, they are a really official thing, and it is a piece of fake it till you make it. But
I love that.
Do you guys?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from looking at your website, looking at this packaging, looking at, like, you know, some of the other like products and just like connections, the posts you have on Instagram, do you guys feel like you're still faking it at all? Like, did you ever feel like you were kind of like faking it, or
we're never faking it, but we're trying to make it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's there's nothing fake about what we do. The proof is there, you know. But
Trying to push it further.
Yeah,
and
we're
build
just trying to
more
push
awareness.
it further.
Yep.
So we're definitely small. We're not a big company.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a big company by any means, you know. But faking it, no, never.
But you guys have like such a pure product, such a genuinely
It's
good
that
product.
grade A.
Yeah,
It's like that Peruvian, right from the mountains.
It's, you know how good your product is. So whether you're getting all the views, the clicks, etc., you know you can trust this product through the lifespan of the company, and the product speaks for itself. And you know, just like, you know, when I started telling my mom about that shampoo and she used the shampoo, it's like there's another person that just, you know, is loyal to Wolf and Bear, like just sees the success of the product, and you're able to, even though there's a lot of potential with the social media marketing, like your success, I think, speaks volumes to the word of mouth type of marketing. I think that's where you guys do really, really well. Like people that see the product and like speak to you guys or speak to people that have used it. It's like, no, these are very real. Like, I almost feel bad that I use the word fake even with you guys at this table. Like,
No, that's good. That's good. Because you need, you know, you need that. It's got to get out there. It's like we're not faking it. There it is.
Yeah.
You know, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, there's nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, there's nothing to hide behind. The treats speak for itself.
And we have many like repeat customers that keep coming back, and they say, I will not give my dog anything else. They say they go to the grocery store, they look at a bag, even a bag that says like all natural. They look at it and they're like, this is not natural. Like, you use any kind of chemical in there, whether it's a preservative or not, that's not natural. So,
and you know how great that made us feel? Like your mom with her background, and she loves the shampoo. We put a lot of work and effort into, you know, getting that made. So there it is. It's like,
my mom can be a crazy person sometimes. The way she's like reading,
I know a
like,
crazy person.
I'm crazy about my dog. I think a lot of that is just jealousy, but we won't go there.
They're definitely her dogs.
Yeah, you're just the third dog.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna catch a
I
buzz
still
here.
feed him. I still feed him.
See, I get fed too.
I feed all of them.
See, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You mind?
Why not catch a buzz?
Grab a couple. Why not?
Is it okay?
That's fine. I'm driving. I don't care.
Hey, perfect. Designated driver.
So
Are we 3 for 3? Or 2 for 2?
let's make it official.
All right. We're going on 3. There goes a 6-pack. I like this guy. I got to get invited back.
Yeah,
more often.
we gotta stop at 6, otherwise the whole
6 apiece?
No, just we just gotta hide the third and the fourth, you know.
Oh, okay. I hide it in my belly.
So on the Spawncast podcast, you and Tracy and we're talking a lot about like just your natural connection to animals and your ability to. You were telling a story about like just keeping, was it a rabbit alive? Like
13 years.
13 years, and what's the average?
4 or 5.
Yeah,
if
it
that,
depends,
3.
and that's even pushing it sometimes. Yeah.
And so, I mean, everyone has to assume. I don't think I'm saying something revelating in this. You've been that way since you were a child, like just with animals. Mm-hmm. Did you grow up with pets, like dogs, cats?
Not dogs. We had a cat.
That was me, dogs.
We had a lot of smaller animals because we lived in an apartment, so it was like we had a lot of bunnies. We had guinea pigs. We had hamsters, and then we ended up getting a cat. But then I didn't start getting dogs. We got our first dog. My first dog.
I got her into dogs.
Yeah.
I've had dogs all my life.
How old were you guys when you met?
I was 16. He was 17.
I was 17.
Did you meet in like high school?
No.
We met through actually my sister. She was dating someone, and he was the friend.
I used to hang out with her sister.
Oh, that's you. That's why I used to always hang out with like friends that had sisters. Or this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then her sister said, "I'm going to introduce you to my sister. Her name's Bertha." I was like,
"Oh Jesus, don't tell that."
Okay.
All right, we got a specific story to tell.
No. She was just messing with me because she said her name's Bertha, and I was like, all right, And then
Is
then
Bertha
No,
your generation's Karen? Like, a girl named Bertha. I don't know
she
about
was
that.
she was just messing with me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the Bertha, like a big
Big
a
Bertha.
woman. Yeah,
That's what I
Big
thought,
Bertha.
but
you know. Then I saw her walking down the street with
French fries and a sundae.
some French fries and a bag of McDonald's.
hell yeah.
You know, but it's funny because this was the '90s, right? So combat boots and
Daisy Dukes.
and like combat boot Daisy Dukes and
French fries and a sundae.
yeah.
Yep.
It was match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I think I had a buzz that day too.
Oh dear.
Full circle in this
Yeah,
episode.
full circle.
So your real passion, especially with your involvement with Wolf and Bear, is just the animals and
Animals.
and I think there's this element of like educating others on the importance of the pets and the animals, and that like this is all obtainable and I don't know the cost of your products off the top of my head or anything, but all at an affordable rate that like
Right.
anyone can pick up, you know, a bag of Wolf and Bear treats and give their dog what they need, you know, and not the extra stuff, and really like take care of their pet. And I really want to kind of like explore this because, you know, we get to know a lot about like Ben and his like passion for the business, like wants to make it grow, like likes to do the research, likes to, you know, do the products. Not that you don't have a hand in that as well. And you've talked a lot about like, yeah, I do the deliveries, I do this, and I work on the social media, you know, side of things.
Yep.
But I think you're underselling your role in this company, because just in person, witnessing your genuine like love for animals comes off across like you didn't have to tell me that what these products contain. Like if you just told me about how much you love animals and you said this is what I give my animals, I didn't need to know whether you made them or you had a hand in that. I would buy that. Like I can just get that sense, that vibe, like very genuinely out of you. So what do you find is like that like most important piece? Like how do you want to grow this company, and why do you want to grow this company? Like,
I want to grow it mainly because everyone should know exactly like we said before what they're giving to their dogs. You can extend your dog's life. You can even eliminate ailments, so many different ailments, from just feeding them a better diet and feeding them a natural diet. So like he knows a lot about, he researches the products and everything. I know more about the smelts. They're very high in omega-3s. It's good for like skin,
what
coat.
smelt? Is that like
That's
one
a
of the-
smelt. That's
the
the fish.
fish.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's not a
So-
sardine.
Nope.
Oh,
Good for,
smelt's a
like-
type of fish.
Smelt is a type
Yeah.
of fish. There's
Oh.
actually
Yep.
fish in that bag, an entire fish.
It doesn't have a head though.
doesn't have a head.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah.
have a head, and it's dressed, so there's no head.
The
There's
one
no.
that I was using, I think it was this one. Yeah, these little like squares.
Yep.
And like different
You don't get
ones.
pushback on that one? Like,
No,
ew, fish.
Some people.
Oh yeah. Oh
Some
yeah.
people. Yeah. But like each one has a different balance that helps bring to your dog's digestive system, their bones, their structure, muscle mass, everything that tends to a lot of people overlook. And we were talking about that with like generated stuff that's in the stores that may look good to them, but it's not good for your dogs. So they need to look more of the background, like, okay, turkey. We went with turkey with the bites, the jerky. We have the turkey neck now, which is freeze-dried. But when you freeze-dry it, you still keeps all the minerals in there. So turkey is very high in phosphorus, too, which gets calcium, and it helps.
Yeah, I'm not the only one that did research.
Yeah, for their bones.
All these freeze-dried
Yeah.
products, they're all her idea.
So you have the chew, which is an enrichment chew. And then it helps take off tartar. It helps strengthen teeth. It helps strengthen bones, muscles. So different products help with different things. So joints, if you have the turkey is high in glucosamine, chondroitin, that's good for your animal's joints. A lot of people just don't realize this. Like even the chicken heart, it has like super B vitamins in it. Like
You don't know why you're giving, like, I mean, I didn't get, my family didn't get a dog until I was like already a sophomore in college. Like
Yeah.
that was my first pet, besides like a goldfish or something. Like my first pet was when I was in college, and a treat, in my opinion, was just like the thing to make it actually come back inside when it was off leash in your backyard and he's a little puppy and he wants to go fucking running down the street and don't get hit by, like, it's the scariest moment. Like, that's what treats were like. All right, it's time to eat. Like, you just shake the, like, you want to get his attention. You don't know where he is.
Yeah, it works. It helps.
That's always where I use treats, where I think Wolf and Bear, like, has brought a whole new understanding to what treats are. Like, they still work as the treat in that same way, because, like, if your dog really likes that whatever one it is, like, maybe they like certain ones over the other ones, maybe certain dogs, certain types, certain breeds, whatever. So it's still going to have all the same effects that a treat has always had for you. But as the owner, you actually know what you're giving to it, and you're giving it for a specific reason. Right. Not all dogs have, like, a high rate of, like, all breeds have a high rate of, like, arthritis or pancreatitis or whatever. But, like, if you know enough about your dog breed, like, you know which treat you can supplement the thing that was literally just about getting them to where you want them. Yeah. To you're giving them extra treats because it's like, this is helping you, like, this is curing you. I don't really have a question after that. I'm just really excited.
Like, believe it or not, I have a lot of people that tell me, "Oh my God, I can get my dog to do anything for these treats." The commands, the different training that they do with them. A lot of them use it, and they can break it apart so they can use little pieces for training. Right. But there's so many people that tell me, like, the animal will take them down for, like, a smell or a beef bite, you know, because they will come right back for it, you know. Yeah.
So what do you want to share to the people that haven't heard about Wolf and Bear? Like, what's Tracy's message for people that are just now being introduced to Wolf and Bear? What do you want them to know about their pets and how you guys can help?
The most natural you go is the best that you can do for your dogs. So we have the most natural product because there's no chemicals, there's no processors. Our treats, they last for well over a year. But we don't have any sort of preservative in it. It's just a natural treat. So the longer you want to preserve your dog's life, I'm not saying that things aren't going to happen or come up as, like, random things, but I'm just saying that if you want to try to prevent ailments, take out the toxicity, take out the chemicals, take out the preservatives, go as natural as you can.
Shit, even if it's not our treats. If you want to preserve your dog's life as long as possible,
in general,
just go more natural.
But I think the special thing about Wolf and Bear is, like, there's this added service that you are providing with your treats. It's the two of you doing all that background research. So you guys already know, like, and I'm just kind of spit gaming off of some of the things. These sardine looking ones are for your arthritis. This one's for your pancreatic. You already know. So so when you are, like, sitting there marketing with someone, and whether you're at the sneaker convention or you know, just out and about and meeting someone that has a dog, you can tell them, like, oh, I know that type of dog breed. Does your dog start to have arthritis already? Because I know a product that can really help out your dog. Like, you've already done all that background research. I know I'm someone who's lazy. Like I can tell my dog might be, you know, not doing well with something. Like, I can tell something's up with him, but I don't know what it is. I just keep feeding him the same things. Maybe I try to take him on more walks. I think that's the solution. But you guys already have all that research. So, like, yeah, you could use another, you know, dog brand that maybe also did that research, but then I would have to go and, like, all right, let me search up dog brands with, you know, organic treats. All right, which organic treats are going to help me with that? Like, you guys already have that, like, on the packaging, on the things, with experience of your dogs and yourselves. So, at least Ben. I don't know if Tracy's also eating treats on the right. After you guys left,
that's just me.
Eli ate, I think, 3 treats.
Which ones?
It must have been one of the turkey ones. I forget which one.
They're good, though.
Well, see, so they're specifically designed for dogs, so they're a little harder. Yeah. It's not like
it's like jerky that you buy in the store, though.
Yeah, like, but it's harder. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a dog's teeth. They're not like ours. Every single one is sharp.
they're
Right, and they're made-
carnivores.
Yeah, thank you.
They're not.
What,
They don't
dogs,
have the
dogs are what?
Don't say it.
carnivores.
All right. The man knows
Oh,
that
oh.
dogs
I
are
know.
carnivore.
I know.
But they don't. The distinction is they don't have the is it molars or whatever
Yeah.
your back
They-
teeth.
they don't have
to
flat
chew.
teeth.
Right.
Right. So we specifically made them for dogs. You know, it's not for you. It's for the dog. You can eat them, but it's not FDA approved because that's a whole different category.
Right.
You know, the FDA approved stuff is actually not even good for us. So
We actually, we're going to be coming out with a sweet potato one because we've had actual people come up to us and tell us that their dogs eat a vegan diet. So
which is cool.
This way,
I think that's a little crazy, if I'm being honest.
I know.
A
I
vegan
I have to
diet
be
for a dog.
professional.
I know.
You guys have to.
Yeah, you can definitely let your opinion out there. I just can't let it out on like a podcast. But I
She just did.
yeah, I can't. But I want to have something available for them. So sweet
you know what?
potato.
Vegetables are good for dogs.
Yes.
Definitely, 100%. Vegetables, potatoes,
Yep.
100% good for dogs. We give them to our dogs. But like you said, dogs are carnivores. You in the wild, even wild dogs or stray dogs, you never see a stray dog or a wild dog or a wolf hunting or stalking a garden. All right, you always see them chasing
They're
animals
stalking in a garden
or stalking
for another animal.
Or stalking in a garden for a rabbit.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
that bunny is eating that lettuce, they're gonna
But
go at it.
to go off your point, and I guess to play a little safe, I don't think a vegan diet is good or healthy for a dog. Like
No.
a straight vegan diet, dogs do. Maybe you could argue that they're not carnivores. They might be. It's fine, but they do need meat. Like there's an animal that does need meat in its diet, and it needs that type of protein. But I will say, like, you know, again, this is when I was a sophomore in college when we got our dog. Like, we got a lot of value out of, you know, sweet potatoes specifically. Sweet
Yes.
potatoes is one of the big ones.
It's great.
Because, you know, we have a small dog, and we're all new dog owners. Like, none of us, like, didn't matter how much research we did before we got our dog. Like, no one really knew how to raise a dog, and like we didn't understand why he was never eating, and then we would get moments that like he would eat the shit out of a bunch of sweet potato.
Yeah.
So like like you didn't eat today. Like if we put out some sweet potato and that's gonna make you eat your dog food, fine, great. Let's give you a sweet potato. Sometimes there's a couple of different things. Like he would always like enjoy some chicken, but then he wasn't like. If we didn't put chicken in his dog food, then he wasn't going to eat his dog food.
Right.
And we don't always just have chicken at, at the ready. So, sometimes we just happen to be boiling a couple of sweet potatoes, like
Throw him a sweet potato.
toss him some sweet potato, and then he eats it. So
Broccoli.
it's like,
Broccoli's also
Yep.
good.
Broccoli,
Broccoli.
green beans.
Broccoli.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to take it back about stalking the dogs, going after a garden because I did have a dog. His name was Caesar, big boxer, and he would eat my broccoli out of my fucking garden.
yeah.
He would just go right up to the broccoli, take it, and walk away. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I would see him. I'm like, what does he have? I go running to the back. I'm like, oh, he took a whole stalk. We got to put that in before your father gets home. So I took a broccoli off and I put the stalk back and and I'm like, oh, something must
That was
stay
my
at the
prize
broccoli.
garden, man.
But I would never let them get in trouble. He'd be like, did they dig a big hole right there?
Yeah.
Nope. I don't know what that was, but that wasn't them.
So yeah, vegetables are good for dogs.
Yeah.
Vegan diet, that's entirely up to the owner.
Sure.
I just want to have something for them.
Yeah.
Like the sweet potatoes, like you said, that one has a lot of nutritional value. So I figured if we did some freeze dried, be easier for them to chew, and then we could have something to offer them. It's the worst thing that I feel that, especially in outdoor events, I love to see the dogs come up. So they come up with their owners, and my first thing is I say hi to the owner, but then I greet the dog immediately. So if somebody
You sure you
says,
don't do that in the opposite order?
yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah, she does. She always greets the dog
Hi,
first.
I-
She's just
I
being
say
polite.
hello, and then if there isn't something for them on the table, like they're sniffing around so much, like they want something, and it kills me when they walk away and they can't get anything. So I want to have something for all of them, so this way they can have a nutritional product, but it's something their owner will feel good about giving them.
Yeah.
Dogs are like kids.
Yep.
Well, they're her boys, yeah.
What all dogs,
Yeah,
all
my
dogs are
boys.
like kids. So like when they see something, they kind of want something. So if we don't have something for, you know, a dog that's on a vegan diet, you kind of feel bad. It's like, this poor guy, you know. So now we have something. We're going to have something, and we're going to be releasing it in the Whaling City Festival.
For the Whaling City Festival.
No.
Oh, so it's all packaged, ready to go?
It's gonna be ready.
When is the Whaling City?
Is it the 8th through the 11th?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's the weekend after the 4th of July.
Right.
So it's July.
So it's 6, 7, 8, 9.
Gotcha.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
So I kind of want to jump into the wrap up, but I have
Has it been that already?
lack of a better term. I don't know. Gio, what time are we at?
Hour and 9.
Hour 9?
Oh, sorry.
I have to run to the bathroom so quick. So
let him run to the bathroom.
let's just
Go, and then I'll give you-
pause this real quick, and
Okay.
then we'll come back. So a couple seconds for you guys, a couple minutes for us. We'll be right back.
She brought you a gift, by the way.
I did bring you a gift. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll give it to you.
All right, nice.
Yeah, she got you a
Did I
gift.
teach you how to do content last time? Like, just save it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Up to you. Actually, that was what I was going to jump into next.
The
So you
apparel.
wonder
First
about
of
the
all-
fuel. What fuel
Fuel,
is?
yes.
So if you look on the front of the bag.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, that's...
You guys are
that-
kidding.
that's a
This is
special one.
sick. Let me make sure I show the camera. Is
Yeah.
this the one you're wearing now?
Yep, that's the one I'm wearing now. Yep.
Fuel?
And
Am
you
I in
have it
that?
on the sleeve.
Look at that.
We came out with that one last year for the Harley-Davidson event, and people just loved it, so we kept going with it.
Yeah.
And so that's why
Yeah.
it says
So we
2022
were sell-
for that event. But we sold so many of them, and people keep asking for them, so we just keep going. They love it.
Yeah.
So like I said, though, we're at a Harley-Davidson event selling dog treats.
Yeah.
Like, we don't...
Exactly.
We just do it.
Yeah.
We just...
All right, so I found out about this after because when you guys were here to do the Spawncast podcast, you guys had a hat that just said fuel,
yes.
and I'm like, what is fuel?
Right.
And then Eli did tell me it's like fuel your canine is
Right.
your
Slogan.
slogan.
Yeah.
What is that? How did you even come up with fuel your canine?
Fuel your canine the way nature intended. So whatever you eat is fuel for your body. So fuel it the way nature intended by giving it the most natural that you can get.
Bam. Simple.
It was simple, and
Yeah. Not hiding behind anything.
my favorite like business logistics operations, my favorite topic to talk about when it comes to companies and businesses is branding. I love fuel. I love how nice that can look on on a shirt, on
clean.
a hat. It's very simple and basic, but it's simple enough to just like be on anything, but it also leads to a lot of curiosity. So like if I'm wearing a hat or if I'm wearing the shirt and it says fuel, someone's gonna go, what's fuel? What is that?
Yeah.
It gives an opportunity to allow that word of mouth like marketing to just be like, oh, fuel is this company, Wolf and Bear.
Conversational.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's simple, it's subtle, and it doesn't tell the whole story in one word, you know? Like it's you're not a gas company, so like
Right.
fuel could be so many things. Like and like if your thing was, you know, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a different example. Like Wolf and Bear, again, I think is that got that same like unique branding opportunity where it's like, what's Wolf and Bear? Like, do you sell hiking gear or do you
Right.
sell like and it just provides a chance for you to like, whether it's you guys or next time I'm wearing this sweatshirt out, like
I should have brought you a hat to go with it.
I
I can always send
I
it
have
to
plenty
you.
of hats.
I'm a hat guy, so it's like I have to have a hat. Yeah.
But anything else that we didn't get a chance to really touch on? We had a lot of fun on this podcast. Is there anything else that you want to make sure the
No.
listeners know about Wolf and Bear and the story of Tracy and Ben? And
Well, we're gonna be at the Whaling City Festival on 6th, 7th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th.
Yeah, it's the Thursday to the Sunday.
Speaking to the
The
microphone.
Thursday to the Sunday, sorry. And that is in July. And then after that, it's September 17th. We will be at the Harley-Davidson Battleship Harley on Route 6.
Again.
Yep.
Where
And-
you can pick up these on September.
yeah.
In September.
We have new products releasing for the Whaling City Festival. We are going to have collars and leashes too. That
Yes.
actually have the name on them, Wolf and Bear Co. So everything's going to be.
That's right. That's right.
we have
We release our collars and leashes.
We'll have the
No
turkey
way.
next there,
Yeah.
freeze dried. We'll have the freeze dried sweet potatoes. So we have some new fun things coming out that I hope people will enjoy.
I if they give it a chance, they'll understand. If they
Yeah.
just talk to someone, which, by the way, check out the link in the description below. Wolf and Bear. I'll make sure I have the Instagram, Facebook. Any others that
no.
major ones?
Oh, www.wolfandbearco.shop. So
Check out the links in the description below. Get in
we have
touch with
have
everyone.
Facebook.
we have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have wolfandbearco.shop.
Yep.
All right. I'll don't need to include this in the podcast.
Yeah.
Me writing down
Why not?
the words you just said. No, it's
Yeah, why
okay.
not?
This has been another very fun, very interesting.
Thank you.
We got to do it again.
You said the wrong words to me.
Yeah, let's do it again. Why not?
You're gonna get a lot of texts from me.
Anywhere where I get free beer, I'm willing to go and talk shit.
Next time you are going to bring
Although
it.
we charge your credit card.
That's right. Not a problem.
I was just going to say, next time you bring him a 6-pack. So
I will.
No, this has been awesome. Thank you
It's
guys
great.
so much. Thank you
for
for
having
You're
us.
welcome.
For the special and everything. I don't know. I got nothing else.
All right.
I got nothing else.